The US government has launched a criminal investigation into the Federal Reserve relating to building renovations. So, the government has issued grand jury subpoenas related to Jerome Powell's testimony to Congress about renovating the Federal Reserve headquarters, saying that Powell may have lied about the sort of size, scope, and expense of the renovations. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell recorded a video saying that this was not about the building renovations at all, but about President Trump being frustrated with the Federal Reserve for not lowering interest rates more.
The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president.
Chair Powell is saying what's at the heart of this really is the independence of the Federal Reserve. Ever since 1913, when the Federal Reserve Act created the Federal Reserve, presidents have wanted to be able to tell the Federal Reserve what to do. The reason for this is that the Federal Reserve has enormous power over the economy via interest rates. This seems like maybe kind of subtle, not that big of a deal power, but here is why this is such a big deal. So when you lower interest rates a lot, it makes it easier for people and especially businesses to borrow money. So they borrow more money. And when businesses can borrow money cheaply, they tend to expand and hire, and it's just good times all around. The Trump administration might be especially interested in that now because the midterms are coming up and the job market hasn't been great. The problem with keeping interest rates low all the time is that it can create a very serious inflationary spiral. When interest rates are low, people spend more money. There's more money going around in the economy. That raises demand for things and that pushes up prices. And once an inflationary spiral gets going, it's really hard to stop. When the central bank was created in 1913, there was an understanding that sometimes what's good for the economy in the long run is not what's good for the economy in that moment. What's especially interesting about this move by the White House is Jerome Powell's term is up in May, which is not that far away. So why this pressure now? Part of the reason could be that coming in and threatening criminal charges sends a really powerful message that if the Federal Reserve governors and the voting members do not do what the White House wants them to do, if they do not fall in line, there could be really hard consequences. Here is how Chair Powell ended his message.
Public service sometimes requires standing firm in the face of threats. I will continue to do the job the Senate confirmed me to do, with integrity and a commitment to serving the American people.